So maybe I can already start. Yeah, so bonsoir à tous. Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to this artist talk tonight, which is one of a series of events from Novembre Numérique 2020 in Indonesia. That the title is Flux de Mémoire atau Arus Memori dalam bahasa Indonesia. So let me introduce myself first. I'm Anissa from IFI Bandung as your host tonight. And here for the key speakers, we have Gaëtan Trovato, the French artist who contributed his artworks to this exhibition. And also here we have Mas Ayos Purwoaji, our curator for the exhibition, and also our moderator for tonight. Bonjour Gaëtan, hello Mas Ayos.
Bonjour.
Hello.
So we will start the discussion tonight. And to start, let me explain briefly about today's discussion. The discussion will be, the duration will be 1 hour, more or less. The discussion will be in English mostly, but if any of you, if the question will be in Indonesian or it will be in French, I will be glad to help you to translate it. And then first we will have an introduction from both of you to know about your background, and then from the inspiration from your for your artworks, etc. And then we will continue to the discussion itself. So I will let you guys to discuss about your art journey or about this exhibition of Novembre Numérique. The preparation, is it hard for you guys to prepare an online exhibition or not? Or what was the challenges? So I will let you guys to talk about it. And lastly, we will close the webinar with a Q&A session. So the participants here who are here with us tonight can ask the question in the comment section. And then we will answer the question in this session. So yeah, I will let you know guys about the time and so on. So yeah, please Gaëtan and Mas Ayos, I will let you guys to introduce yourself and I will give you the narration from now.
Thanks. Ayos, do you want to start or?
I think,
I can introduce.
I think Anissa will read the profile, your profile first. I don't know, Anissa, do you want to read some profile of Gaëtan?
No, I mean you guys can have the introduction.
Okay. Yeah. Good morning everyone. Good morning. Apa sih ini? Good evening. Good evening everyone. Maybe I will greeting you all with bahasa Indonesia. Selamat datang teman-teman sekalian, rekan-rekan yang sudah hadir dalam diskusi Artist Talk pada sore hari ini, malam hari ini. Saya Ayos Purwoaji. Malam ini saya akan ngobrol santai sebetulnya dengan Gaëtan. Jadi ini bukan sesuatu yang terstruktur mungkin atau formal. Ini akan berjalan lebih informal. Saya akan menemani Gaëtan untuk ngobrol dan kita akan berkenalan lebih jauh tentang siapa Gaëtan, bagaimana dia berkarya dan bagaimana latar belakangnya. Tapi sebelum itu saya akan membacakan profil Gaëtan. Gaëtan, I will explain to the attendees about your profile first in bahasa Indonesia.
Oke.
Jadi Gaëtan Trovato lahir pada tahun 1987, adalah lulusan Aix-en-Provence School of Art. Karyanya mempertanyakan ontologi gambar melalui instalasi dan media video. Citra yang tampil dalam karya-karyanya, baik statis maupun filmis, menyajikan gambaran transenden atas realitas, memunculkan pemikiran magis, bahkan cenderung animistis. Wah, menarik. mencoba mengganggu konvensi sinematografi dengan bermain menggunakan hubungan piktorial, materialitas medium, tradisi foil figuratif, dan kode teatrikal atau spasialitas. Ia melebur batas antara ruang fiksi dan non-fiksi, ini yang saya sukai, serta mempertanyakan kekuatan media visual dan prosesnya dalam mitifikasi individu dan tindakannya yang mengganggu hubungan antar manusia dan visi sejarah. Sejak 2011, ia aktif mengikuti pameran dan residensi. Karya-karya film dan videonya dipamerkan antara lain di Prancis, Belgia, Inggris, India, Maroko, dan Mesir. Saat ini Gaëtan tinggal dan bekerja di Paris. Oke, explained your profile to the attendees, and now we can start our conversation. Maybe firstly, can you tell us about what do you do during the pandemic? Because pandemic hit us very hard, and how was the fine art scene or art scene in France during this pandemic? Maybe you can explain it.
It's a very strange period for everyone. Actually, we are in the second lockdown of the years. The first one was in March. And personally, for me, the first lockdown was very difficult. It blocked me. I was paralyzed to create anything. And when I was on the social media, every day I saw some artists put video or artwork, and for me, it wasn't possible to make anything because the situation was so strange. And even when you think about a project, there is no finality. You don't know when you will be able to show it. So it stopped everything in my head to create anything. And in France also, like everywhere, every art space are closed. So it's impossible to see an exhibition or going to theater or see a movie. And a lot of events that was planned for this year were cancelled. So it was very, very difficult. So that's why I'm happy that we can do this exhibition.
That's true.
Even if it's in this way, it's a great opportunity.
In Indonesia, when the pandemic hits us, there is lots of artists that's becoming jobless because actually they have lots of plan during these years, but it's because the pandemic, it has closed, it has canceled their exhibition, the art fairs, the biennale, everything was canceled, and it leaves us with a question: how art will respond to this pandemic. How do you see the art scene? How do they respond this pandemic? Because in Indonesia, when the pandemic hits us, like lots of artists or curators or arts managers, arts institutions, more working into the digital thing. They have a webinar, they have an online exhibition. And how about in France?
In France, there is some events like Novembre Numérique. They try to make some digital events, but maybe more with photography, painting, less than video installation. Or it's, I had seen some creation made specifically for internet, where there is interaction or programmation, some work like this. And for me, it's more a period to think about the period than a period to produce, because I think we are too close to the event to speak about it. And we have to document this period because it's very important. but I think we are too close to really make art that it makes sense with this year. So for me, it was more a period to write or to think about my future project than instead of doing it really.
Have you made any new works lately during this pandemic? Do you work on some new works?
Actually, yes, I'm working about documentary film. So I work on that, and it's related to the exhibition of Bandung, of the artwork Pink Sitmea. So we will talk about it. Maybe we'll talk about it later if you want.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm doing this. Yes.
Okay, it's a very good project, I think, because you know, the art forgery or painting forgery in Indonesia is became a hot topic lately. Like from 2012, it's become a very big issue in Indonesia because, you know, there's lots of old masters works in Indonesia that remake by the anonymous painter, and it's sold to the art market. So it's you know,
quite the same story. Yes.
Yeah, and when I see your works, I know this will be a very good works to show, because here in Indonesia we have also the same issues about what is original, what is not original, how you was like appraise the painting or the artworks, and how the markets works in Indonesia. So this is a very complex issues in Indonesia right now, and that's why I was like encourage you very hard to show the works in Bandung.
Yes, so, I remember I was sorry.
Yeah.
I was a little bit worried about showing this project because it's the beginning of it. Yeah. But I think it's a good way to start it really, and it will help me for the future film, I think.
Yeah.
And you understand perfectly what was the project. I remember we had a lot of conversation about that.
Yes. And you know, I'm looking forward to your final documentary, and I hope you can bring it here in Indonesia, maybe next time when the pandemic is over.
Yes.
Yeah. And Gaëtan, when I curate this exhibition, I see lots of your works spent for many years. Like you have works from 2012, 2013 until now. My question was, why did you choose to work with the old footage or old film footage? And it's was like a show in all of your works. Why you are obsessed with the old film footage? And how did you why did you choose the film or a video as a medium for you making
my work? Yes. Initially, I'm fascinated by cinema, not video. And I had a conversation with a friend in 2007, and I was a student in cinema. And my studies in cinema wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. So he told me, maybe you can do cinema by going to an art school. And because in art school, you can do video as a medium. So when I entered to the art school, I initially start video, because for me, it was the better way to make movie, feature film. It was my dream at the beginning. And then I realized that there were a relation between painting and video. And for me, it was a new way to make film without a big team and a lot of material. I realized that I was able to make film alone. Even I was able to make movie without camera, just by drawing, making animation. So in art school, I discovered all of these techniques. And I'm also fascinated by the technicity of the cinema, how a projection work and the simulation of the movement. When I see it, I'm like a child with, I'm fascinated by that. So, so I've made this parallel with old cinema and video. And then I realized that my video can be screened in a space, not in the cinema where you can sit and see the screen, but in a space where the viewer can walk through the space and compose a film by fragment. I don't know if it's correct.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a new way to mix cinema, art, video, painting, all of this material. And it's more, I have more liberty with this material now.
And
I was,
sorry. You can continue. Yeah.
Oh, and my fascination for old film came from, because when I began my study in art school, my father gave me a stock of 35mm film. And I was fascinated by this. So I start to, I don't know what, gratter, did you say?
Scratch it.
To scratch, exactly, on the film. Then I didn't add a projector to see the film. So I scan all the film, and then I separate each frame of the film with my computer and recompose a new video. And the first video that I've made with this technique is called La Barque. And maybe I can show it to you.
Yes, please show us. So this is your first works with the film archive.
Yes, kind of the first real film made with these techniques.
All right.
Do you see it?
Yes.
So maybe it's long to see all the movie.
Yeah.
But you can understand the technique.
Yeah.
And for me, it was a good way to create some new story with a source of archive or film.
Yeah.
very, very different. So for me, it was a real creative space.
Yeah.
To...
And I also remember that you have different works that you worked with the old archive of advertisement.
Yes.
Can you show us? Because it's,
yes, of course.
I think it has some satirical thing.
I will show it to you. For example, I have a film made in, it's a very simple video made in Egypt with, I share my screen. This film was created in Egypt by, with an old film from the Brother Lumière. It's one of the first film they made when they discovered the technique of the cinema. So a lot of persons were through the world and shot some famous space. So I come to the specific place where they make it and reshot it.
Is there any sound from this works?
Yes, there is the sound of the, I don't know if you can hear it.
Yeah.
It's just, it's the sound of the,
real.
The actual sound, yes, real.
Okay.
I always like to superpose different time. For me, it reveals a new temporality when you superpose past and present.
Yeah, I want to ask you why you are you make lots of works that imposed the past and the present, or the past with the future. What do you want to say with that kind of things?
First of all, I'm fascinated by our capacity to change our memories. When you have a traumatic event, or I don't know, sometimes for us it's easier to change it, to rebuild it in our brain, to make us accept it sometimes. And I like the way that we change it in our head. Even if when we saw a movie, if I saw a movie with someone, we will not remember the same thing. I will keep in my head just some part of this. And it's the same for me with the history and our archive.
Yeah.
Taking the past helped me to speak about the present, because it's very important for me to be in the present, but remember that we had an history, and in this history interact with us in the present, even if we don't see it.
Yeah, that's true. And you know, from what I saw when I saw your works, it makes me rethinking more about is the past is really lost, like is the past is really ended in our history, like because in Indonesia we never really lost the past, we live with the past.
Okay.
So that's why your works is quite fascinating and important for the Indonesian context, because we never really move from the past. We are living with the past. I wrote in my essay and in my curatorial essay that in Indonesia the past was not freeze in the museum, was like a vitrine. or in the monument, but the past is everywhere. Like the past was in anywhere. So I think that's what I think when I see your works.
And
We
that's why
live in the past.
Yes, and that's why I wanted so much to came to see your country, because from even on the video that I saw, for me it's very exciting because the places are unbelievable for me. So it will be a great space to work.
Yeah, we could ask to Institut Français to bring you here next time. Yeah, and yeah, it's really interesting. But firstly, you experience lots of residencies in lots of a different country, different place in the France. You met the various contexts and backgrounds of creation. How these processes affect your works so far?
So for me, the most difficult residency was the residency in Egypt, in the Institut Français of Alexandria, because at this time, Egypt was in a political situation very, very complicated. Even in the street, it was very difficult to make some shot of the people without being accused to be a spy or something. So I had to manage with this history. But the history of the country, because Egypt is also a country who live from his old history and his past. And for me, it was a great opportunity to improve my work and what I love to do with images. So for this residency, I work in the production company, an old production company called Bena Film. And it was one of the first company who produced film in Arabic language. So I was in their office, and I made some shots in the office of the company where they keep all the material, the old material of their company. And in my shot, I have had the old figure of the film that they produce, and they appear like some ghosts in my video. I have also made other thing in Egypt. I can show it to you. This work. It's collage also. This one. There is no sound, but it's just a collage made in the train station in Alexandria. Because I came two times in Egypt, one time in 2013 and one time in 2016. And I've reshot the same, I've made the same shot at the same place also with 3 years. So it's a simple loop.
That's interesting works because you are changed the position between what is photography and what is video, and it's very interesting because also in my curatorial essay I'm looking more into what's the role of the photography in our patrimonializations, because lots of because the photography is become one of a method to documenting or to preserve what it was, and also it became the tools to rebuild what came from the past. So
Okay.
photography has a very important position in the patrimonialization. But I also found that photography also make us thinking differently, because you are taking an objective for realities with the photography. But somehow, when you look into the old photography, you are thinking to the past with the subjective fantasies. So you take objective reality with photography, but it also makes you what's like a fantasy, or looking to the past with some kinds of romantic frame of view. So
Yes.
I think that's also interesting how we use archive photography to look for the past, and we are romanticizing the past with those kind of an archive.
Of course.
So
Yes.
yeah, that's a very interesting works from Gaëtan. Uh, and also I want to ask works from your another residency program. I checked in the Yogyakarta. It's was like exhibited in Yogyakarta. It's a Ledoleong. It
Yes.
also a result of your residency, right?
Yes. It was a residency made last year with two schools.
Yeah.
It's not elementary school. It's just after elementary school.
Yeah.
And during 5 weeks, I work with them and trying to create a fiction in their village.
Yeah.
It's a very small village, very isolated.
Yeah.
And when I saw this little city, I was like, it was during the period of the Yellow Vest here in France. I don't know if you know this movement.
Yeah.
And
Yellow Vest, yeah, I know.
So the government asked to people to write in the they call it cahier de doléances. So every person can come to la mairie. I don't know how you call la mairie.
Balai
In
kota.
each city.
Say it's the place for the how do you say the ya kalau dalam bahasa Indonesia itu balai kota, la mairie.
Okay.
So everyone can put in those carnet a doléance. So what they think about their life in our country, what they want to be changed. So when I saw it, I imagine a fiction where it's like the fail of a revolutionary. What will be the village if the revolutionary wasn't a success?
Yeah.
So I film only empty space with a voice on the images, telling that we lose the revolution. Yeah. So I made this fiction, and it was for me a way to see how I can create a fiction with my environment, and how I can talk about my country, my history, and the political situation without being. I'd prefer to being poetic than political.
That's I found it paradoxical, because you are protesting with the poetical images.
Yes.
It's really interesting, because sometimes the people just was like express their protest with the hard image. Yes. But it also can become poetic some way. So yeah, you choose another way to protest.
Exactly. I have a political opinion, but I prefer to tell it with the poetry than a big speech or.
Yeah. That's why I also find it similar with the works of Arum Dayu that also exhibited in Yogyakarta, because Arum Dayu was working with a community in a village called Ciptagelar. The village in Ciptagelar, they have a special system to secure their food, apa sih ketahanan pangan tuh? Food security.
Food supply and food supply aussi.
Yeah, they have a very special system to secure their food supply, because food supply. It's because they have a rice barn called late, and they can with that system, because they was like they save their surplus of rice to the rice barn, and then they can secure their food security to another 100 years.
Okay.
So it's a very interesting, because I think I found it was like as a protest movement, or it's a way of protesting with another kind, because right now we are very dependent to the state about our food security. So we are depend to the state about our food security, and then this kind of was like the initiative from one village in West Java become interesting, because they have a very different kind of system to secure their food.
Okay.
It's a different from how the state manage our food security. So that's why I found it kind of similar with your works, and then and actually Jogja is become our was like it's this city is quite a political, because we have a lot of was like student protest, like a big student protest in 1998 during the Reformation era. So I think how your works can engage with the Arum works, and it placed in Yogyakarta, I think it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
So so far we already talked for the 47 minutes. And this is my final question for you, Gaëtan. For this exhibition, during this pandemic, and we are making this virtual exhibition all together, we become amateur. Because actually we are all amateur in the digital exhibition, right? Because you and I was working with a physical exhibition before, and then because of the pandemic we have to adapt. We are becoming a amateur, becoming new player now to the new online exhibition models. So I want to ask you, what do you feel? What do you think about the online exhibition models, and that have a very different atmosphere, have a different way of works, or way of seeing compared to the physical exhibition? So I want to hear your opinion, your feeling about this, and do you have any vision about this online exhibition for the future?
First, for me, it was the first time that I made this kind of exhibition, and for me, it's very strange to show my work in a virtual way. Because when you enter in a space where there is video installation, the first feeling is you will see all the images in movement.
Yeah.
And in the virtual version, because it's only picture,
yeah,
you will see some static images of the video.
Yeah.
So it's the first time I saw the exhibition, I was a little bit surprised.
Me too, me too. You're not alone.
Yeah. So, yes, for me, it's better to see the video installation in real, and it will be always like that. But I think we will improve these techniques in the future. Yes. And for me, the future is when we will be able to see this virtual visit, but with the moving images. I think we are not yet with this technology, but I think it will come in the future, because this pandemic changed a lot of things with I think it will change a lot of things in the way that we will see art, in the way that we will go to theater or cinema. Yeah. So I will recommend for everyone to see it in real. Yeah. But I'm happy that this exhibition can be done even if we are very, very far. And also for me, it was a pleasure to mix my work with 5 Indonesian artists and discover the creation of the local creation, and also to realize that we are in the same question. I feel very close to what I've saw in Bandung of Mira Rizky, or I think we are in the same vision. Yeah. And this exhibition, this way to show it, it's a first step to maybe some other collaboration. Yes. But I'm happy that this exhibition can exist.
Yes.
It's
me too. Yeah, Gaëtan, we have so far we have 2 questions from the audience. The first one from Pak Abu. Would you like to come to Indonesia when the situation will improve? Do you want to invite the Indonesian video artists to collaborate with? And what kind of project would you share with Ayos and the other artists of Novembre Numérique in the future? So the question is yours.
Thanks. I would like to come to Indonesia, yes, for sure, when the pandemic will be finished. Also, as I say, it will be a pleasure to work with the Indonesian video artists. And I would like to see a lot of places to find the good places to work on. Because the history of Indonesia is so rich, and I don't know it yet. So maybe there will be a period to with the other artists to find the specific place.
Yeah.
But yes, I will. I really want to come.
and how about what kind of a project you want to build in the future? And maybe you can share with us now.
When Benoit Babousse called me at the first time to tell me that he wanted to make an exhibition in Indonesia, I wanted to find some historical places where I can be able to project some old material in the space, but spatialize it with the architecture. It was one of my first wish when I saw the list of the cultural space. That's why for me it's a little bit difficult to for not being with you when the exhibition was built, because if I were with you, I think I will work with the architecture.
Okay.
And also after that, we have to work.
Yeah. I can guide you when you are here, when you visit Indonesia. I can guide you.
With pleasure.
Yeah, I know some place that might be interesting for you.
Okay, now you know me, you know my work, you know exactly where I want to.
That's true. That's true. So Pak Abu, please, Pak Abu. Okay, and the second question is coming from Handi and Alif. What is the challenges for you two to prepare this online exhibition? Maybe from you first, Gaëtan.
As I say, it's for me, it's very important to be there when I prepare the installation, to see where I can put the video for making them working with the architecture and the space. So for me, it was the most difficult challenge. I know for you, Ayos, there were a lot of different challenges in how do you mix my work with the work of the Indonesian artist.
Yes.
And by the way, I think you've done a great job, because when I see the exhibition, I really feel the connection between each artist. And so that's it was the most difficult challenge, the distance, and for me to not being with the people. Really have a lot of WhatsApp conversation with the person who built the exhibition in Bandung, for example, and for me it would be a pleasure to be with the team.
All right. Mas Handian, untuk I will answer this question in Indonesia, Gaëtan. Mas Handian, untuk bikin project ini sebetulnya ada berbagai lapisan kesulitan. Yang pertama adalah ini kami bekerja di masa pandemi, di mana kami memiliki keterbatasan mobilitas. Itu adalah salah satu hal yang pertama. Yang kedua, tentu saja keterbatasan teknis, karena kami bekerja dengan gedung-gedung tua, gedung-gedung heritage yang tidak bisa kami buat display sesuka kami gitu. Jadi kami di satu sisi juga kami harus mematuhi apa yang jadi peraturan di gedung-gedung tua tersebut. Yang ketiga buat saya pribadi adalah bagaimana saya bisa mix and match antara karya Gaëtan dengan karya seniman Indonesia. Itu juga jadi bentuk challenge yang lain gitu. Karena karya Gaëtan sudah ada sebelumnya, dan saya harus menemukan seniman-seniman Indonesia yang mereka bekerja dengan teknik, gaya, dan isu yang spesifik. Di situ saya harus mencoba untuk menghubungkan antara karya seniman Indonesia dengan karya Gaëtan, dan juga dengan konteks kota, dengan konteks gedung-gedung tempat pameran yang diselenggarakan di tiap kota. Itu juga menarik prosesnya gitu. Jadinya saya pikir ada berbagai macam layer atau lapisan tantangan dalam proyek ini. Dan ya kami cukup berbahagia karena proyek ini pada akhirnya bisa bisa dinikmati oleh kita semua. It's a lot of question, Gaëtan.
Yes.
Actually, yeah. Okay, for the next question, it's coming from Mbak Eno Dewati. I would like to invite her to ask you lively. So, Mbak Eno, could you hear us? Mbak Eno, could you hear us?
Mbak Eno masih ke-mute mic-nya.
Okay, I think Mbak Ino is living somewhere, I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe Mas Ayos, you can also read her questions.
Yeah.
And then don't forget that we also have those questions in Q&A section. You can
Yeah.
see on the bottom.
Yeah, you can check it.
Yeah.
So, would you like to submit your film to the next festival film documenter in Jogja? Because in Yogyakarta, Mbak Ino is from Yogyakarta, and in Yogyakarta they have a festival film documenter or documentary film festival. Do you think to submit your film to the festival
for next year?
Yeah, maybe.
Yes, if my film is finished with the yes, of course, it will be a pleasure to present it in Indonesia.
Yeah, maybe Mbak Ino can inform further about the festival film documenter to Gaëtan, because I think his works on what's like a painting forgery is a very interesting to screen here in Indonesia, especially in Yogyakarta.
Okay, can be great. Yes.
Also, we have two questions from Hamidah Salima. So Hamidah Salima is from Telkom University. She is a student, art student from Telkom University. She is interested with the Gaëtan project, which was like connecting video from the past and the future. How did you find those kind of archive, or how did you do you have any difficulties to find the materials?
From what video? From all my video or in specific video?
No, because you are working with the archive, film archive, and how you get it, and do you have any difficulties to get it? And do you have any ethical issue with those kind of materials? Yeah.
Sometimes it's difficult to find the good archive and the good quality that I will use for my project.
Yeah.
There is for example, I don't know if I answer to the question, but how I choose my archive, I will take the example of the video Trois Ormeaux. This video was made in Aix-en-Provence, the city where I was born.
Yeah.
And there were two movies who were shot in this city. And so I select the extract where that have been shot in Aix.
Yeah.
And I did the same technique. I've superposed my shot and the shot of the film. And to find this extract, first of all, I came to internet, I download the movie, and I just take the extract.
Did you download it illegally or legally?
Yes, illegally. But and so for sure, it's very difficult sometimes when you do found footage.
Yes, yes.
The right and the permission.
True. That's true.
But in art, it's like a citation, we say it, an homage.
Yeah.
So it's totally different.
Yeah. Okay. It's a question coming from Mbak Krishna from Surabaya. Gaëtan, please share with us your experience in Video Forms Festival.
Okay, great. Video Form is a big festival in France for art video. It's in Clermont-Ferrand, in Auvergne, in the center of France. And his director, Gabriel Soucher, have a very beautiful vision of video and the poetry of the video. So in 2018, I present my movie Avant que j'oublie at the film festival. And no, it was, yes, 2 years ago. And then I applied to a residency program to make the Les Doléants, because the Video Form Festival manage residency in the close to Clermont-Ferrand. and they asked to artists to came and work with the school of the territory. So I've made this project with them, and it was a real pleasure to work with them, because there is not a lot of video festival in France. There is a lot of film festival, animation festival, but specifically for video art, there is only 2 or 3 in France. So for me, it was important to work with them, and we work well, I think. It was a great collaboration.
Nice. Okay, this is the last question from Pak Benoit Bafuse. I have a question. Does the real art market exist for video as a painting and sculpture? Okay, does the video art really sell? I want to answer in Indonesian context. Actually, it's a growing number of video artists in Indonesia, and it formed the new generation of collectors. But it's a still number we can what's like we can it's really small number of video art collector in Indonesia, but it's rising, it's developing. And actually the video art collector is coming from the young age, like a young generation of collectors, because they are growing up with this kind of medium in their life. Because when they are child, they are what's like growing up with this kind of medium. They looking for video games. They work. They playing with or they watch a video or film in the video formats, etc. So now since video artist is growing in Indonesia, it's also attract the new kind of galleries or the new kind of art collector that's would collect this kind of medium, art medium. Yeah. And how about in France, Gaëtan?
In France, there was a lot of gallery who are specialized in video, and it's possible to sell video to the collectioner. But for myself, I don't sell video because I prefer, because when you sell a video, you have to make like only, how can I say that? It have to be a specific number of video to make a price of it. For example, if I take a picture, I will only make five picture, and I will send it, because if it's not clear. The video is difficult to sell because it's not a material thing. It's just a video file, or if you want to sell it, you have to how can I say, une édition limitée, limited edition.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm not agree with that, because when I make a video, when I export it, it's just a file. It's not. I will not consider that there will be a limited edition of my video. So I prefer showing it in internet, or even if it's not video artists don't do it. They don't put their video in internet. But for me, it's a good way to show my work. And in general, I don't win money with I don't sell my video.
Okay.
It's more the event. I live with the event, but not the selling of my art.
That's good. And I think there's no point to not to put your video works on the internet, because with this kind of strategy, you could reach another other co-curators or other festivals in other countries, and you can you can make your works it's reachable to anyone, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. And I think when you come to the art market with the video art, I think it's more sellable when you coming with kind of a video installation, like a Namjoon Paik or everyone else that coming with kind of installation or video installation as a new sculpture. So it has to be materialized into something. Because Gaetong's told the video has a problem with the immateriality, but when it comes to material as a new sculpture or installation, it became more sellable to the art market.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. This Eno Dewati has the new generation of Michael Gondry. Do you accept that?
I love it. Yes, I love him. I love his work.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Gaëtan, for this very warm conversation, and I would love to meet you AFK away from keyboard, and have a cup of coffee with you sometimes or someday.
Me too. It will be a pleasure. Yes.
Yes.
Thanks again for everything you made for the exhibition.
Yes. I also thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and I give it back to Mbak Anissa.
Okay.
And maybe Mbak Anissa have another question, please.
Oh yeah, I actually have one question. It's about the it's about the exhibition here in Novembre Numérique 2020. Oh, is there anything you want to improve for the next? If you have any online exhibition after this, is there anything that you want to improve, or is there anything that specific like art or video form that you want to present after this exhibition in Novembre Numérique?
Actually, I will focus after Novembre Numérique with the preparation of my documentary film. So I have to work on that. And I have also some other projects who are not in a virtual way, but for now it's very complicated to imagine the future because we don't know the situation, but I'm focusing on the documentary actually.
Okay, so what about you, Mas Ayos? Is there anything that you want to improve?
Yeah, like Gaëtan, the future is always uncertain.
Yeah,
and we have to adapt fast to the change of everything. So I think that's what we evolve. That's what we are developed. So yeah, I see the future optimist.
Okay.
The optimist point of view. Yeah.
All right. So, well, good luck for both of you for the next projects after this. And so I think that's it. We are at the end of the discussion here. Thank you so much, Gaëtan, for your time in Paris. I think it's still early in the morning, right?
Yes, it's 2 o'clock. 2 p.m.
Oh, yeah. Yes, right. And then thank you so much to Mas Ayos for everything. I mean, for curating this exhibition for us. And thank you so much for all the participants who are here with us tonight. Thank you for your time. And I just want to remind you guys that the exhibition is now online, and you can access the website from yesterday, actually, because the opening was yesterday. So you can access in novemnumeric.id. And to access the exhibition, you should register with an ID, but it's very simple. And I would like to remind you too that we have 10 goodies for 10 lucky visitors. So yeah, please check our website and enjoy the artworks from Gaëtan and from all Indonesian artists. So yeah, once again, thank you for tonight, and see you at the next discussion in Novembre Numérique 2020. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you.